Hi everyone, so this video is going to be a little bit different, actually a lot different from the last video. It's going to be more relaxed and cozy so that I don't add to the chaos that is cramming for Mother's Day if you're celebrating it a more conventional way, and more sensitive and soothing for those who are unconventionally celebrating Mother's Day. So my empathy, my heart goes out to everyone. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're not hard on yourself this Mother's Day.
You don't need a mom to do this first one, but it helps when getting a reaction during the reveal. So I started off asking Google for a photo of the general shape of the pieces to understand how they would fit. Then instead of doing in-depth research, I just tried to measure Summer as much as I could to take away the guesswork. To give you an idea of how tiny my poodle really is, I'll be flashing the measurements and an equal sign every time I match the front and back piece measurements. Now, let's move on to the main project. I always knew my mother's style is largely influenced by rock and roll and Princess Diana. I wanted to see how that translated in the modern day. So I suggest doing what sketchy businesses do and stalk your mother's social media. Most of the casual and even party outfits gave me 80s patterns, and more patterns. So I started by cutting up some tulle inspired by her rock and roll outfits and used the machine and a bit of manual manipulation to gather it into frills that would then form the sleeves. Then I won't lie, I just piled the pieces onto my dress form to see what I could come up with just 1 yard of tulle. Based on that initial arrangement, I could follow a standard block pattern for the bodice with a round neck, basically. I'm planning to make a more in-depth video of how to create a block pattern that fits you as nicely as it possibly can to reduce the number of alterations and fittings you'll need to do. Then I cut the pieces, adjusted the fit, and used the improved pieces to create facings just by copy-pasting their top half. I sewed everything back with the facings and started on the sleeves. I sewed the first layer of the frills onto the wrong side of the sleeve using a fell stitch, and the top layer over the right side of the sleeve using a back stitch. Reason? I just liked the effect that it had. I also added the frills around the neckline using the back stitch on the right side of the fabric. So it looked all right on me and phenomenal on the dress form. It was awful for my self-esteem, so I made my own version, which I didn't really film. And my excuse is that my mother's version and my mother should be the stars of this video. All you need to know is that my version was hand-stitched in the living room, the garden, and the toilet because... Actually, I don't have a reason, it's just so you don't get bored.
Sexy while the dog is... How can you take a nice pose of her in her outfit when she doesn't stop moving? I'm sure the internet viewers understand.